Yes, today I want to talk to you about a subject that's very serious and that is taking probably thousands to millions of people's lives in the dark, and that's the medical gaslighting. But me, I have a unique story. Um, well, first of all, let me start off by saying I don't even know how to say this because this is not no professional video. I'm doing this right now while I'm dressed and I'm up and I feel decent today. But in 2016, Halloween of 2016, I was raped. But I didn't know I was raped until 2 months later. Well, yeah, about a month later or so, when I didn't have my period. Well, that was strange and odd because I had my tubes tied in 2004 when I had my fifth child. And so then over the years, I went to a series. I've been to like 14 different places, like between labs, doctors, and hospitals, and they all told me I'm not pregnant. Well, as you can see, I'm very big. You know what they tell me? I have fibroids. Well, I feel the babies in there moving. So after 4 years going to my OBGYN, them telling me, oh, you just have a thickening in your uterus. I changed doctors. Well, I changed doctors after I let them do a biopsy on me. And the two nurses held me down like it was in a movie or something. And they went in there and they did a biopsy. And then they told me it was nothing cancerous in there. They didn't find anything, that it was just thick in there. So I finally went to another doctor. Well, I asked them for a copy of my records, and they let me know they didn't want to be my doctor no more after I asked for a copy of my records. And then I went to another doctor. And then I was like, okay, before that, I wrote the board and stuff complaining about I wrote to the board, I wrote to the nurses, I wrote in on the nurses, I complained about the hospitals, and that was Community Regional Medical Center and St. Agnes Medical Center. I complained about Ronald Lichtenstein. And then I went to I don't know. I'll show a list. But anyways, make a long story short, they're all telling me, oh, you're not pregnant. So I got tired of this because I feel the baby's moving. I've been a CNA, a medical assistant, and an LVN. And a mother of 5. I have 5 C-sections. I can't give birth. So 4 years pregnant, everybody says, oh, you got tumors. Oh, you can't be pregnant that long. But I'm steady walking around with these babies inside of me, feeling the move. I went and bought a Doppler. I ain't know ultrasound. You know how hard it is to find the heart rate. And so I could see the numbers flashing across there, but I couldn't get the boom, boom, boom. When I told the dude at what was that, Secret Stork, when I went over there, okay, yeah, I went to my primary caregiver, and then that was July the 12th, 2021 or 2022, whatever. I kind of get the dates mixed up because I'm not looking at my notes, but they told me I had fibroids. Now, I've been going to Dr. Lichtenstein for 4 years. He ain't saying nothing about fibroids, just a little thickening. But I figured it out. They was trying to give me an abortion. And I came home and I bled. Can't go to the hospital or nowhere for help because they're all telling me I'm not pregnant, but I'm feeling the babies. And my stomach is so big and so odd-shaped, I'm thinking that there's more than one in there. I'm feeling it. Then they told me I have fibroids. And at that time, I had gotten tired of them giving me the runaround. Like, nobody knows my body better than me. And I'm a mother. I've been pregnant before. And a nurse. So you just shooting my credibility as a healthcare worker out the door, And I'm just like, why are they lying? I'm like, oh, what the heck is going on in here? And so at that time, I said, you know what? They went through the records when you sent it to the health board. They said, oh no, we couldn't find nothing wrong. But I was looking at TV, and there was this nurse. And she went to jail for changing the pictures, like in the sonograms and the pictures stuff. And I said, you know what? That's what they're doing. Now I say, you know what? I said to myself, Trina, you need proof. You can't just say it. You have to get proof. And so then at that time, so I was on some 007 stuff, and I went and I obtained a picture of my ultrasound. Well, not only did I see, at first I didn't look at, because they got to tell us what they looking at. But on there she put bowels. She's measuring the baby's bowels. And then something, when I went recently, about a month and a half ago, to the hospital, they wouldn't tell me I got a urine infection. No, I don't. They wouldn't tell me I got a urine infection for I don't know how many years. I got all that medicine over there. I would be dead and septic by now if I had a urine infection. Not only did they say I had a urine infection, they lied and said I had trichomonas. And mind you, I haven't had sexual intercourse ever since I got raped. Because I'm like, wait a minute, tube side, let's figure this out. And so anyways, I got a copy of my ultrasound, and she's not only measuring the bowels. When I went back and looked over, I see a fetal heartbeat. I'm like, okay. And then when I went about a month and a half ago, they insisted I had a urine infection and trichomonas. So they say they was trying to measure the PSV. But see, the first ultrasound was a transvaginal ultrasound. So that only shows your bladder and your female parts. So that was a heartbeat for sure. But the second one was abdominal. So, she'd be slick, and she say she was looking at my kidneys. I've had urine infections all my life, and they never had to get my kidneys looked at. And that ain't even what I came in the hospital for. I came in for pelvic pain. And so I got a copy of that, but it wasn't as good. But I see she measuring my heartbeat. Mind you, every time I go to the hospital, I tell them I pregnant, and they say for how long, and I tell them how long. Ever since October 2016. You know what they did? They put me in the freaking insane asylum. Told me I was crazy and schizophrenic. I don't know about you, but have you ever lived with a schizophrenic? They're pretty loud and pretty violent, like dun 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 dun, like talking to themselves. So I, what I'm saying? I was like, well, maybe they know something about me. I don't know. So I go to the psychiatrist. Guess what? They give me a urine test. Say you're not pregnant. I'm not taking no medication. I'm not. I've been drug free and everything. When this happened to me, I was at the worst of my life. The same thing that saved me, and that was me getting pregnant with these babies, is going to be the same thing that killed me. I've called lawyers. I can't get nobody to take my case. No, nothing. I mean, like, how do you go to 14 different healthcare places between Planned Parenthood and all different places, and they tell you all pregnant? I said, yo, guys got me on a block list or something. I'm like, I'm not the smartest, and I ain't the dumbest person, but I am pretty intelligent. I'm like, okay, so I don't know, but if there's somebody out there who can help me, a lawyer, a doctor, anybody, I don't deserve this. I just woke up and everybody was lying, being mean to me. I'm going to play the videos because I don't want to make this too long because I want you to see. But at this point, it's not medical gaslighting. It's what is called feticide. The doctors are killing me and my babies. I don't know if it's the cycle of life. This is how we get rid of people, but they're in there. And I'm going to put together a series, and also you can go see who I'll be thinking to, because HERISCANE, hurricane, CATRENIA, Katrina, Hurricane Katrina. You can go to my Facebook and see me complaining. If it sounds crazy to you, then sometimes life don't wake us up to the same things, and it don't reveal the same things to us. So when it don't do that, then the next person seems crazy. But you know what? I'm pregnant. I don't care if I'm crazy out my mind. I'm pregnant. That's all. I'm going to post the pictures of me all the way from 2016 up until present. And I'm going to show you the 2 ultrasounds. On the second one, it was a domino. She thinks she's slick. She was deleting pictures. Why was she deleting pictures? The first one didn't delete no pictures. And I also seen a heartbeat. But she might say she was measuring the PSV, the poly something for the systemic whatever velocity, and that's the blood pressure flow basically in your kidneys. Now you can see I'm talking to you, and we're talking about she's doing all of this. I got the medicine. You can go on my TikTok and see I still have the medicine. And you know what I'm saying, I haven't taken the medicine, I'd be sick by now. That was on 4/29 of 24. So I think that first ultrasound was 7/12/22. And mind you, when I went to Secret Stort, because I was like, why they want to let me see my ultrasound? They usually let me see them. It's like I got blocked out of my own medical history. I went to Secret Stort, where you pay to go see your ultrasounds out your own money. Yeah, I took my bill money and did that. And he handed me a picture saying there was nothing in there. Approximately 10, 12 days after I recorded the footage, and I see a whole heartbeat and bowels being measured inside my abdomen. Now, if I have bowels, my smaller or large intestines inside of my uterus, I mean, I have a hernia. And it'd be fixed by now, because I'd been in too much pain to even be sitting here making this dang video. But anyways, I just want you to know that they're killing us, one way or another. And to pay attention when you're sick, and look stuff up in medicine, because they gave me polomidine for my high blood pressure. That would have took the baby's kidneys out and the liver out. We're here surviving on dear life, and everybody laughing at us, talking about, sometimes your tubes can untie. Unfortunately, that didn't happen for you. Imagine you stuck pregnant. Look like I got a daycare center in my stomach. You stuck pregnant, and people laughing at you while they steal your soul and steal your life.
Lord, I pray for wealth and power over all these motherfuckers. For the DMV to reign for many moons. Fuck these rappers, fuck these labels, fuck these bitches, you hear me? They killed my nigga, and I pray for revenge. Control me and use me the way you would allow me to. Amen.